So what we're looking for now is we've basically attacked every major muscle group. We're focused on contraction, we're focused on driving and shuttling the food. The way I kind of cue it is like, close your eyes and visualize as if you can see the carbohydrates in your bloodstream or the glucose in your bloodstream, and you're trying to drive that to the muscle that you are contracting, forcing the blood, the water, and the carbohydrates into the cell, and just trying to fill that shit up. What we're gonna see here is that it's gonna be a little bit fuller, a little bit tighter, a bit more vascular, a bit more blood flow to the areas we just trained. So that's what we wanna see on show day, when we wanna be a little bit harder and fuller, drier, and everything's pushing against the skin. Legs. Ow. All right, quarter turn. That's very good. Fill that pec up. Yeah, there you go. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Front bicep. Leg out. Leg back. Front lat spread. Side chest. Good. There we go. Very good. Stack those abs. Side tricep. Good. Yep. There you go. To the back. Good. Lat spread. You can see here what we're talking about through the legs, the grittiness of his skin, the vascularity that's coming out through the hamstrings now. What's happened basically is we've pushed a lot of volume into the muscle cell that's actually now filling that up and expanding into the skin, so the skin looks tighter and stretched out. The muscle looks harder and looks fuller. Yeah, good. Right back to the front. Most muscular. Go back a little bit for me, get under that light. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that's so much better. This is unfed and fasted too. That's phenomenal. Transition. Yeah. Yeah, I know, tell me about it. It's insulting. Favorite classic? Tricep on. There you go. Transition. Just be careful when you start getting tired moving around. You're starting to shift back this way. We want to keep it that, yeah. That's it. There you go. I know it's hard to vacuum from that. Yeah, there you go. Good. And transition. Watch your footing, yeah. Bring it around a bit more. Probably just moves out forward, yeah. Slow as fast, fast as smooth. There you go, that's it. It's like your back double bicep, that second crank is where you get yourself around properly. Yeah. And relax back up. Abs and thigh. And then stack. Crunch. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, good. And relax. Perfect. All right, relax for a second. So keep your kit off. On the next round, we're going to just do some like talk through posing, just of like the quarter turns, some basic tips and stuff on how we do things. But what you can see here is there's still plenty of room to fill him up. He's got another high day coming today, but the good thing is that his state right now is fasted and unfed. So we're seeing food move, we're seeing the muscles fill out, and that's without anything in his system. He's just fed from yesterday's fill up day. So what that tells us that when the food goes in today, we're seeing him get harder and harder and fuller. His body's getting more vascular, sodium's moving around, blood plasma is increasing, we're getting more fluid to the muscle bellies. So he's going to look even tighter across today after training this morning. So that's what we want to be happening, so that we then have a relaxed day tomorrow, the body de-stresses, and then we can have our carbs on show day to really just pop everything and bring it together. So across this week, everything is happening exactly how we want it to. A little bit higher food this week than we had last peak week, just because he was so lean and so conditioned that we have the capacity to also bring some fullness and increase food a little bit more. So we'll probably have an even higher day again today and see what that brings out in his physique. But the fact that this is him looking, yesterday was the highest day of food we've ever had in prep in a peak week. So we had 425 carbs yesterday at 62 kilos, which gives him roughly, I think it was about 6.5 grams per kilogram, and takes him to about 43 calories per kilogram as well. So very, very high responder to food. And the fact that this is his condition, fasted, untouched until obviously we pumped up with that much food, is exactly what we want to see. It means to soak it up, the body's using it, which gives us a chance to trial it and put in some more food again today, probably have a pull down day tomorrow, and they'll be crisp and perfect for show day on Saturday. All right, so little bit of a educational approach to how we do posing. So we're just going to do our quarter turns, basically keep it nice and simple. Your quarter turns are basically your initial exposure to being on stage the judges are looking for. So you have your front relaxed. Also understand in posing, there is no such thing as a relaxed shot. They're called front relaxed, back relaxed, side relaxed. There is nothing relaxed about them. Whenever you're on stage, you should be in a degree of contraction as if you're being judged by the judges, because you are. So what we're looking for essentially in the front relaxed shot, whether bodybuilding or classic, is we're trying to create an X taper, and we're trying to create a tight waist, wide shoulders, show off as much muscularity as possible, and show off all the detail of the muscle bellies that front the judges. So you see here we've got calf, quads, thighs, abdominals, chest, arms coming over, anterior deltoids, front shoulders, lats are popping. So the way Josh is here, we're building from the ground up. We always teach from the bottom up. So we're building from the toes, basically get our feet right. We're going to look at our feet, our knee position. We're going to look at getting our quads engaged. That's building from the ground up, getting our legs right. Turn those bad boys on. Now we're going to go to our hips midsection. We're making sure that the torso is in place. Abs are nice and tight. And then we're going to lift into nice and wide through the shoulders. That's going to bring the lats out, so we're creating that taper. Triceps, biceps are turned on. Chest is tall. Perfect. Now we want to kind of have our wrists in line. So you see here that both arms are kind of in line with each other. Right there, you basically have a perfect front relax shot. Now, as your size of mass and center of mass changes over time in your career, these positions will tend to change, but I find that this positioning for Josh is the optimal way to show everything off, bring out as much detail as possible, and show the muscle bellies that we want to see to the judges. A nice cue here as well is that we generally try to encourage what we call chest breathing. So when you breathe too heavily through the stomach, you lose control of your midsection. It looks worse for the judges. You start to distend and basically lose control of your shots. Picturing keeping the air in your chest and no lower, almost as like a separate airway. So you're trying to just basically keep air up here and prevent extension too hard from the stomach. Of course, nice big smile for the judges because you're happy to be there, you're not miserable. Now, you always turn to your right in what we call your quarter turns. If you need to practice this, an easy thing to do is grab a broomstick. If you're uncertain of what to do with your hands, when you come from your front relax shot, side shot, again, build from the ground up. We'll go through that in a second. To understand where to put your hands and basically what to do with your arms, I usually go just outside shoulder width, and we're going to rotate. Very easy way to figure out where to put your position for your hands and put yourself into the right position and transition for the side relax shot. Again, in the side shot, everything on the side profile of your body is now in show for the judges. We're trying to create as much of a Dorito taper as possible. So wide shoulders from front arm to back arm, wide lats into a tight waist, and then we're showing off thick leg profile. So bring it around here, we've got the broomstick, and then all we're doing is contracting here to sew off the chest. Joshy? So from the front relaxed position, we're going to quarter turn, always to the right. Josh is getting camera fright. Quarter turn to your right. Again, glutes are on, we're building from the ground up. Calves, glutes, quads, midsection is nice and tight. Every muscle that's in front of the judges is contracted and squeezed. We're filling up the pecs. Again, keep as much of that air in the chest as possible. Now, once you find your shot, do not get caught rotating and trying to push yourself around. One of the biggest mistakes people make on stage is they keep trying to find the shot after they've hit it. They lose their balance, their center of gravity, they tend to fall over, they look worse, and they're not actually staying in a contracted position. So set yourself again. There we go. So right here from Josh, you can see wide shoulders, creating that Dorito look. The lats are tapering into the waist, glutes are shredded and popping from the back, and we're seeing the hamstring separate from the quad. We're using this arm to fill up the outside pec to make that chest look nice and full. Now using our military pivot, so we're going from the ground, we're going to transition with our feet, come around to our back shot. Now with Josh, just stay there for a second, come back up. Because on stage, again, we're trying to show off our strengths to the judges, right? The judges are comparing your weaknesses to someone else's strengths. You want to make sure that you don't give the judges a chance to see how weak you are. So Josh's strength right now is his condition. We're going to show the hell out of this Christmas tree and the striations of his lats. So when he comes to his back shot, we are literally bringing out Christmas in June. Building from the ground up. Triceps are on. A little hard to see right now with the shadowing, but you get that idea. All of that's on show for the judges. Now, one thing I like to cue here is imagine you're doing a very slight lat pull down. That is going to get you to engage the lats and insertions of your back rather than just sort of standing like a statue. We're getting a little bit more engagement of the lats into the lower back and tying to those striations. Relax here, you're going a bit too hard. Don't overthink it. Hit it again. Nice and wide. There you go. And then crank back for me. There you go. Perfect. All right, so our calves, hamstrings, glutes are shredded. Erectors are shredded. Back is on, and we're good. And we're going to quarter turn again with our military pivot. Foot position, building from the ground up. Glutes are squeezed. Hamstrings are good. Calves are on. Now, one thing that we like to cue is just a slight crunch towards the judges. When you think about angling position in perspective of the judge's desk, the further away you are, the smaller you're going to look, right? Like objects appear closer in the mirror, they appear closer to the person, they look bigger. So if you're leaning away from the judges, if you're further from the position, you're going to make yourself look smaller and ruin your angles. when you're in front of the judges, a slight contraction is going to help bring everything over so they can see it properly. So again, we've got that, just bring that back up a little bit. Yeah. Go around, there you go, good. We've got that triangle look. Waist is crazy tight here, glutes are shredded, peeled and on. Triceps are good. And we've got that nice illusion here of the Dorito look with some nice big juicy legs. And we're back to the front. So that is your quarter turn round. Basically every federation does the exact same thing. Starting at the center, you're going to do your front relaxed, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right for your back shot, quarter turn to the right for your side shot, back to the front again. Whenever you are at the front, if you are not doing a pose, assume that you should be relaxed. So the judges will say relax between your next shot. If you're here from this position here and they say front double bicep, you're going to hit your shot, they're going to say relax. You come back here. They're going to say front lat spread. You're going to hit this, come back here. You always want to assume that if you're in front of the judges, you are hitting a shot that is engaged because the muscle you're being judged whether you want to be or not. Even if you get put to the side, if you're in the first lineup and there's 3 lineups, if you get put to the diagonal or the outside line, always be in an engaged shot so the judges can see you are working. You are being judged from every minute that you're on stage, whether you like it or not, it's just a fact. Assume that you have eyes on you and someone is looking. So that's basically your front relax shot, is just an easy way to go about it. But yeah, so that's pretty much how we do your quarter turns, which is the first round of posing you will do on stage. Generally what most federations will do is run through that. If the lineup is big enough, they will then call out the first call outs. That is usually your top 5, top 6, so that you know you're kind of in the running there for one of the top spots. They will then go through what are your mandatory poses. So that's your muscular round. So that's your front double bicep, lat spread, side chest, side tricep, etc. They'll go through that. And then again, the next lineup comes through and then they'll start to decide who's there, first, second, third, rotate everyone around. So quarter turns, I generally say, build your quarter turns first, get those right, because most of your shots come from your quarter turns. That's how we started, right? Nailing your quarter turn shots. So when you're in a front relaxed, it's very easy to go from your front relaxed to then modify to suit your front double bicep or modify into your front lat spread. The foundations are built from those quarter turns. Your side tricep, side chest shot comes from very similar positions to your side relaxed. So being able to get those down pat and hold those shots is the best way to build into your muscular rounds. So yeah, we'll wrap that up. That'll be our first tutorial into how we approach posing. You can put your clothes on. We'll do a couple more questions and that will be the end of our pump-up session.